Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Kerbin Advanced Rocketry. I've been having quite a few problems with KSP, that's why I haven't released a video in a couple weeks. A lot of the mods are incompatible. 64-bit is just totally unstable with any mods, and even without mods installed it's just unstable and tricky as hell just to even get to work. So I've had to downgrade a lot of my mods, remove them. I've had to revert back to using the 32-bit because the 32-bit seems to be extremely stable and works really well. So I've come up with a few different things I want to try. And what I have is I have two flights. I have two flights and one station in orbit. Let's go over here to the station and we can take a look at that while I try to get across to you guys what I'm trying to achieve with this Kerbin Advanced Rocketry playthrough. Like I said, I've downgraded to 32-bit, so a lot of the mods are gone, but I kept some of the mods that I really like the OKS mod, the Universal Storage mod, parts, whatever. So what we have going on here is that I'm trying to achieve a mission to Duna, right? So I want to go to Duna, and I want to land Kerbals on Duna. I want to collect samples. I want to bring them back, but I also want to leave some stuff in orbit to start a small colony there on Duna. So what I came up with is, my idea is that there's two different flights. There's going to be the corporation, which is going to be, let's take a look at their ship. And there's a corporation and there's the government. Okay, so the government, and let's go ahead and go around here to the daylight side of the planet. So the corporation is going to be about finding a Kerbinite. They want Kerbinite. They want to open up some avenues to get more money, to bring fuel back. They want to supply missions going to Duna and other planets. They want to. They have a totally different objectives than the government part of the mission. So, but they're going to try to work together. Right now, we don't have any astronauts here because this is the first. This is the main craft that we're going to use to send them to Duna. We just have to bring up the lander, connect it, and then we're going to send them off. But as you can see, we have a few of the mods installed here. Tech life support, Kerbinaut. We have a scanner, a couple of goo pods, some power, the basic stuff just to get the ship up and running. And we're going to start scanning for minerals and ore and different types of things that we need to, get the OKS and the MKS parts working on Duna, because we want to start a colony there. So basically, this is the corporate part of the ship. This is the corporate one. This is what the corporation is sending. They're sending basically Kerbinite and resource extraction type of gear. They want to send there to try to see what's there. And we have a few things in these storage containers here that can help with that, especially if we want to send something down with the lander, which we haven't sent up yet. And so this is the corporate version, and let's go over here and go to the government version. Let's see, yes, and let's switch to there. And this is going to be the ship that we're going to use to this is the government ship. Basically, this is the Kerbal people, government ship they're going to send there. And they also have, they're looking for resources too, but there's a different, they're going there for science. As you can see, we're taking a whole science research pod, a very large living quarters with plenty of food. If you look at the amount of food they have, there's no crew on this ship yet, so it's not actually, it won't tell me how much food is they can use because it doesn't have them. So we have a large living quarters habitation. We have the process and mobile lab, and then we have another deep space habitation pod that can hold quite a few Kerbals. So basically, this is just going to be for taking the Kerbals there. We have a lander that's in orbit already that we're going to bring around here, and then this ship is ready to go. It has its drive section, which is interchangeable. So we might end up, if we want to send this ship to, let's say, Ike or Eve or something, we might be able to pull that off without a refuel, but just in case. So we want to do a lot of crazy refueling, we can just detach this and send out another drive section ahead of time. So let's say we want to send this ship to Duna, but after it leaves Duna, we want to send it out to let's say Jewel, one of the moons of Jewel. So what we do is we send one of these drive sections to Duna, and we leave it in orbit. That way, when they finish with their mission there and they're out of full fuel there for what all the things they have to do, refueling, whatnot, all the different things they can do, we're going to detach this and attach the new drive section, and they can keep going. So we want to bring this whole ship all the way back to, you know, resupply, refuel, and everything, and we can just use this one ship, you know, to go to a lot of different planets and a lot of different moons. So this is the main ship for the government part of the program. Commit nucleonics engine, a truss section, fuel tank, which is basically an orange tank with a different texture on it, and that's it. Now let's go over here to the lander that we should have here, I believe. Well, that's the corporate ship. Duna lander. Alright, let's switch to the Duna lander. Now this is going to be the lander that we're going to use for, let's go around here to the daylight side of the planet. This is going to be the lander that we're going to use for mostly all of our early missions. It's a pretty solid lander. It can get off of the surface of Duna, fully fueled. It'll just drop in and land, and we have a few little research parts on it. You know, we can gather some science. We're going to take a couple of Kerbals down to the surface, and we'll use this to bring up, you know, core samples back to the main ship to do study on them and whatnot. This is going to be the initial lander. I haven't built the lander for the Kerbonaut, you know, mining and that sort of thing, because we don't know where it's at. We don't want to send the ships there. Whoa, something's really close. Okay, they're circling around. Alright, so this is going to be the lander. All we have to do now is send this craft over to the other ship and dock it up. But I wanted to do today, I think we're going to do a rendezvous between, we need to get some guys, because I already have all the astronauts, or the Kerbonauts, were basically, they're at the station. I believe I have 6 or 8 Kerbals on the station already. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, something's not. I actually have quite a few astronauts here. I believe I have enough to, yeah, for both these missions. So all the astronauts are already here in orbit, going through their training processes on the station while they help build the new station in orbit, the OKS, MKS station in orbit. So basically we're going to use this small little ship here, which is basically just a shuttle to go back and forth to the different missions and different, maybe even go to the moon, do a few transfers there when we do something there. But I'm going to use this pod to deliver the astronauts to their ships before we go off to Duna. So let's go ahead. I just installed the alarm clock mod, so I have to actually activate it because I forgot to install it. So okay, distant object enhancement, MechJeb. Okay, I know I installed Kerbal alarm clock, but it is not actually showing up, which is pretty strange. I hope there's not another problem with the mods, because you know, you can just use MechJeb. Let's say you want to send someone to, alright, let's go over here and see how much time we have. We don't want to send the guys over there. Corporate 1's not ready. Galileo 1, alright. Yeah, so you without Kerbal alarm clock, you know, I hate trying to figure out when is my launch window, when is it's gonna, you know, when is it gonna happen, you know. So basically let's go here, let's go to maneuver planner, move this over here, a favorite little spot to put it, advanced transfer to another pork chop selection. Okay, alright, let's go over here and click on Duna, and we should be coming up on, okay, MechJeb has definitely changed quite a bit here. Change inclination, transfer to another planet. So we're looking at a departure in 225 days, transfer duration 241 days. So that is quite a bit of time that we have. Hmm. I don't understand what this is. 2 years. Okay, don't. Let's reset this. Alright, so we're looking at 225 days with a 241 day transit duration. Things are totally changed now. I don't even know what this is. Is it supposed to look like this? I don't know. I'm gonna definitely have to go over and start looking at MechJeb again if it's changed this much. So we're looking at quite a bit of time here before we have this transfer window. Oh yeah, we definitely are. It shouldn't be that long though, not 225 days. I'm thinking. Yeah, because when you come here it's gonna be a 45 and it should catch up a lot faster. Don't think, see, what is this? Limited time. Let's say limited time. Alright, limited time. 34 days. Let's see, create node. Alright, after last maneuver node. Let's see what we got here. That is not right. It shouldn't be going that direction for Duna. Something's definitely not right here. It is showing. Yeah, but that's not gonna give me what I need. That's not even getting me even close. Okay, MechJeb, what has changed? Remove all nodes, create node. Remove all nodes. Alright, let's see what else we have here. Transfer, wait, let's do a transfer to another planet. Let's try that at the next transfer window, or let's say as soon as possible. Okay, let's see what we got here. We have, yeah, this looks more realistic. Yep, that's what it's supposed to look like. Let's see. Whoa, 25 minutes, and we could get to, what is the burn on that? Let's look at this. That's the same transfer, so we could use this window, launch now, and then do an adjustment out here to get closer. I don't like the way that's looking though. I don't see at the next window. Remove all nodes, create a node. 233 days. Okay, so it is that far off. As soon as possible, create node. We can get one in 24 minutes, but we're not. It's not going to be a guarantee that we're going to actually hit that. We don't see that. So let's do this and see if we get actual encounter, which is going to wait very long time for this encounter, but we actually do get an encounter. The encounter's a year from now. Damn it. Yeah, I'm not really digging the way MechJeb has changed things up, because I never used to get windows like this whenever I'd use MechJeb before. It always give me, especially with it being this early playthrough of the game, you could get one anywhere around this area here and get you a connecting window there. Alright, let's go ahead and remove that. We'll get back to that. I'll set these transfer windows up anyway. Yeah, I'll set these transfer windows up anyway before I get to doing all of that recording. This is just going to be an episode today of trying to line things up, and distant object enhancement is glitching out because we're seeing the planets here, but they're on the map, so there's trying to show. Okay, some of these mods are quite fun to have, but not always useful as far as the game actually works because of glitches and things like that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get all these missions lined up, get the guys over here. Probably won't bring the guys over here from the station until right before the window, so we won't do that. But what we'll do is we'll get everything else connected up. We'll get the landers built, we'll get the drive section and the lander built for the corporate ship, and we'll get all these things up and done. And you know what, let's go ahead and go back to the Space Center here. I believe I already decided I was going to use the lander, so we can do a quick launch here up to the corporate one ship. We'll do the Duna lander. Where are you? Here we go. And we won't send anybody up right now because it's going to be quite a long time before the window opens up. And we'll launch this one up, get this one up in orbit, get it connected up to the ship, and then I'll call this episode for the day. I know it's been a while since I released a KSP video, but man, these mods and build 25 is just really crazy. It's one of the builds that I've had the most problems with the mods. Normally it's not this bad, but I mean this time it's really bad. Let's see, no. Alright, corporate one, set as target, open this up, go down here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Damn it. Forgot to check something. A little trick I like to use, 115 and 114, so we're gonna go with the 112. We want to go 112 here. Well, this is the way I've had the best sort of luck to get launch windows, you know, and rendezvous really quickly with MechJeb, because MechJeb will make a lot of mistakes, especially with rendezvous, especially at the ship. You have to really factor in how fast the lift vehicle is and all these things. So if you have a slow moving ship, and MechJeb will assume that the ship is a certain speed, but then you end up so far off, you know, from your rendezvous with that ship because of the speed of which you get to orbit. So this is a pretty fast ship, so we shouldn't have problems. So I'm going to set it for just 2 or 3 kilometers lower than the actual ship that we're going to meet. So we should get right there. So we should launch up. We'll be able to see that ship when we're doing our final burn for orbital insertion. And the circularization burn, we'll see the ship really close. It shouldn't only be like more than 3 or 4 kilometers away. Pretty reliable ship, especially with the new, I think they changed the physics a little bit in the game, because a lot of my rockets that used to burn differently and act differently in flight have just totally changed now, you know, for no reason, all the exact same ship. So they've definitely changed something in the ship, so in the program, or how it processes these equations or whatever for the burn times and the physics of the engine. It just seems a little bit different. So, or maybe it's just MechJeb, because MechJeb has changed quite a bit, as you can see from that little window there when you pulled up that, you know, map. I don't know what that was, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna go back and do some reading up on the MechJeb and see what they changed, see if there's some kind of change log that I can look at and see all the different things they changed with it, because I've been using MechJeb for quite a long time. So it should do a roll now. Yep. Yeah, for some reason now it always does this roll with every ship now using MechJeb. It'll do this roll. I don't know if it's trying to stabilize the vectoring of the engines or what it's trying to do or balance it out, but I'm definitely going to get rid of the city lights because they're pointless. They don't look good to me. I mean, they just don't look good, and you always see this little glitchy stuff here with them, you know, so I'm just going to remove that because it's just taking up, you know, memory in this 32-bit operating system that's just pointless. Maybe I can upgrade and get the higher texture clouds instead of the low texture that I have now, because I couldn't use the higher textures because of, you know, just memory issues, which really sucks. You know, I mean, I wish 64-bit was stable, but they seem like they have a lot of work to do to get 64-bit, you know, stable and doing what it needs to do, because it is not stable at all. It was on 24 and 24.2 for a while, but once 25 hit and the mods hit, it was pretty much over with. It was over. Let's get rid of the fairings. Alright, so this is just our basic lander. We're sending up to corporate one, and we're gonna dock it with that ship, so we'll get this done. Alright, and we should have enough Delta V. Yep, we're actually gonna have a little bit left over. So what we might do is, you know what, we might actually dock the corporate ship directly onto this without removing the initial booster, and then we could use that last 500, 400 and something maybe of Delta V to get us halfway to Duna, and then we'll ditch this and we'll use the rest. That's probably gonna be the plan. We'll definitely do that. Now we should see there we have it. See, it's what is it, 85? I think this ship was a little too fast. Let's see what we're looking like. What's going on here? So we are actually quite a bit of distance ahead, which is gonna suck. Yep, because this is a lower side, so this is it's gonna suck. This is gonna suck. So we're definitely going to do another rendezvous. See, this ship is so fast that Megjeb assumed that it was going to reach here at a certain time, and it basically got there a lot quicker than it thought it was. So now it's ahead instead of just below it, which I should have just did my own personal launch where I let Megjeb fly up to the orbit, but I basically tell it exactly when to launch from the ship being in orbit from. I know how to look at it and see myself. So I'm not going to sit here and let you guys watch me do a stupid rendezvous, because we've all seen that a million times. But as you can see, we're going to get everything ready. So next episode, you're definitely going to see the both ships burn to Duna, and I'll have that all set up for you guys next time. And really happy that you guys are watching the episodes, and hope you come back and watch the next one. And I'll see you next time.